Colorado did it. It's been a while since we recorded a podcast talking about like college football news.
Yeah.
They informed the Pac-12 that they're leaving next year. They will head back to the Big 12 Conference. No penalty, right? Timed it up well. And this has left the Pac-12 on life support and has the remaining members exploring all their options. George Kliavkoff scrambled and has presented the remaining members with a TV deal that is a primarily streaming deal with Apple, which, according to multiple reports, would be tied to subscriber number thresholds, like some tiers. So the schools wouldn't know what they were bringing in each year, which when you can't set the budget, they don't like that, Ted. They don't like
No.
that one bit. So I guess Kliavkoff's also helping to get other deals done with Fox and ESPN for a package of games. But to me, and by the time people listen to this may have all changed, but it feels like the Pac-12's future is in Arizona's hands, and it only feels like a matter of time that they're leaving. That's how it feels to me.
Yeah. Don't they have a regents meeting tonight?
I think the meeting was starting right about when we were starting to record, so they may have already said they're leaving. Let's go ahead and double check that. But
I think they're going to be gone. I mean, let's be honest. There's nothing really. I mean, you got an Apple streaming TV deal there. No one wants to be on streaming. Okay, like live sports and streaming, just it hasn't mixed well. Look at what the Thursday night football numbers were from a year ago. It was abysmal. You got to know what your numbers are for the budgeting. You're still looking to add some games with Fox and ESPN. If Arizona decides that they're leaving, which I think they will, could be wrong about that, but I feel like they will, the whole thing falls apart really quickly, right? I mean, at that point, I don't know what Arizona and Arizona State's connection is and how tied to one another they are, but whenever they both have the invitation has been sent, right? The Big 12 has not been playing around. They've told everyone, like, we're adding, this is what we got, this is what we can get you. Just saw Colorado get a full share of what, 30 some $30 million a year, which it ain't what the Big 10 and what the SEC are getting, but it's guaranteed 30 million. You can't turn your nose up at that right now with the uncertainty of a streaming deal. So I think it's going to be done.
Yeah. So as of what it is, 9:57 p.m. Central Standard Time here on Thursday night, the latest update we have when it comes to Arizona and the Big 12 is from Ross Dellinger, who's now at Yahoo, by the way. He says Big 12 executives met Thursday to approve the application of Arizona as a 14th member, paving the way for the Wildcats to enter the conference. It is another step in UA's path to join. The final step would be approval from its board of regents. So that feels awfully close.
Yep.
Feels awfully close. And then it becomes what's the domino effect of that? Right. That's where this thing, like, are we about to watch the Pac-12 and the Mountain West merge?
It sounds to me like what you're going to get is Washington and Oregon State left looking for a home.
You mean Washington State and Oregon State?
Yes. Did I not say that right?
Well, you
yes.
said Washington and Oregon State. I knew what you meant. You meant both states, but I was like, no, I think Washington's going to be fine.
Oregon, Washington, Stanford, Cal to the Big 10. The four corner schools to the Big 12. And, we already got USC, UCLA going. I don't know about Oregon State, Washington State, what they're going to have left. I really don't. They don't offer any TV markets. It's unfortunate because I think they're both good schools. I think, both programs are kind of in a good spot right now, actually. I hate that for them, but that's just what's going to happen, man. That's what's going to happen. It's just a matter of when it gets announced.
All the uncertainty in the Pac-12. The Big 12 is, Yormark has done a tremendous job, right? Ever since he's taken over, feels like everything he's done, like it's worked out for him. Just making the best of, losing OU in Texas before he took over. But yeah, the Big Ten is, discussions have reignited when it comes to Oregon and Washington. And that's one of the funnier things I've seen, and I've seen it from multiple reporters, is that, the Big Ten doesn't want to be the one that delivers the death blow to the Pac-12 by taking Washington and Oregon.
They did it a year ago.
Yeah. You already did it, guys. Don't try to feel better now. You already did it. And
they think that no one notices that they already added 2 Pac-12 teams.
And if they can, because remember, they got UCLA and USC, right? So they get the LA market. And they get 2 very big brands. If they can somehow play that into eventually getting Washington and Oregon at a discount, that's pretty damn impressive, right? From a business standpoint. And that's what it's going to be. Like, Washington and Oregon are not getting a full share. They're just not. So if they're able to pull that off, it's like, those are 2 big brands. And if you can get them, I don't know what what type of share they'll get.
Is still going to be more than what their Pac-12 deal has been.
No kidding. And that's where I know the travel's going to suck. And I know that I guess USC really doesn't want Oregon in the Big Ten. Well, guess what? USC, no one cares what you think. You're in the Big Ten now. Michigan doesn't care what you think. But I don't know. This whole thing, it's gotten really weird, Ben. And our alma mater might have started it all.
Well, I think it's ultimately going to be better for everyone. I think the Big 12 is going to be in a great position, especially if they end up adding all the 4 corner schools, which I think they will. I think the Big 10 is going to be in a really good spot. The Pac-12, it sucks because this is about to be the best year that the Pac-12 has maybe ever had competitively and with the quarterbacks that they've got. So
it's just a nightmare for them as a league.
I know, it's crazy. It's wild, man.
They've got 3 quarterbacks in that league that are, I haven't checked the Heisman odds, but they've got 3 guys that have to be like in the top 7 or 8 of Heisman odds, with Caleb Williams, Bo Nix, and Penix.
Yeah, and Cam Rising's pretty daggum good too.
Yeah.
They're every team in the conference has a good quarterback, it feels like.
And no one's talking about it.
I know. They will be. They will be. Matchups are going to be great. They're like USC. We've talked about it. USC could be a much better football team than they were a year ago and have a much worse record.
Yeah, I hear you. Now, I had this thought, and I wanted to get your opinion on it. Is there any possibility that a team like, or a school like Northwestern or Purdue may be hesitant to add Washington and Oregon at a partial share? Because then all of a sudden that becomes a thing in the Big Ten. And I know when they added, what was it, Rutgers and Maryland, like I understand that. But those are big brands. that when the next TV deal comes around, they're going to say, hey, no, we want a full share, or we want closer to a full share. Take some from Northwestern or from Purdue. Like, I wonder if there's any hesitancy there.
I don't know. It's when's their next deal up though? Because they just signed it.
Yeah, it's like was it a 7-year deal? I'm just guessing. I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember. There's got to be some real pressure to start making some waves and performing well.
Yeah, 7-year deal.
You got to start to feel like it's like shifting, and we haven't really seen the moves, but the 12-team playoff, we're starting to really look like pro football here. And if you don't start to show that you can compete and be a part of it, you could be left behind really quickly. So yeah, I think there's definitely right now feeling good about things, but it's like, oh boy, we better figure some stuff out and start being a more competitive program in all areas.
Yeah. So that's just something I was thinking about. But man, if the Big Ten they take USC and UCLA and then end up, because remember, there was a lot of conversation. Hey, if they offer Oregon and Washington, they're coming. And they did it. And if their patience ends up paying off, they get them at a partial share, and all the numbers make sense, right?
Yeah.
That's it's pretty impressive play.
Heck yeah, it is. And the great thing about the 12-team playoff coming is that all of this stuff is going to happen like really quickly. There's going to be next year's going to have a whole new landscape, and it's going to be really cool.